So this episode was late, but I have an excuse. I was at Anime Expo. Thus, I am your con-exhausted cyber new type, the Dapper Bard. For those who care, I did enjoy AX, but I could do without downtown LA. Anyhow, we are on the penultimate episode, so let's break it down so I can get started on the final episode review. Yay, things are late. We begin where we left off with Mary Suletta fighting drones. The clone children are trying to hold her back as she tries to push forward. Meanwhile, Lada goes to attack the Earthdorm ship to kill Miorine, while Guel tries to stop him. Finally, we see Choo-Choo launch and carry the troops through the data storm so that they can stop Quiet Zero from the inside. It's a busy opening, and it even ends with the title card for the episode. After the credits, we see the brothers fighting. Lauda is using the new Jaturk Gundam type unit, the Schwarzette, and Guel is holding his own. Lauda yells about his anger at Guel for killing their father, the death of Petra, and choosing to work with Miorine. While I do like the emotions behind this scene, and Lauda's anger about Petra's death is a nice touch, I would like to point out that this is a minor character raging about the death of a character most people don't know the name of. More than that, he doesn't come off as much of a threat because the last time we saw him pilot a mobile suit, he nearly died. His only advantage is the Gundam he's using. But he isn't trained to use one as far as the series has told us. Also, it should be noted that Lada has none of the side effects of piloting a Gundam, which... Wait a second. The fully trained witches get side effects from piloting Gundams. Oh, continuity, why exist at all? Let's break verisimilitude with a hammer. Because nothing matters, because this show is trash. From there, we cut to Delling calling an emergency meeting of what remains of the Benerit group. Then we continue the battle at the Aerie colony. Mary Suletta argues with the clones, and eventually her words reach Aerie. When things look their worst, the drones stop, and the Earth team rushes towards the colony. Mary Suletta's desire to be there for her mother and prevent her mother from becoming pure evil is nice and all, but let's remember that at this point, Prospera is responsible for the thousands of deaths. There is no redemption for a mass murderer. There are plenty of criminals who probably love their kids, but that doesn't excuse their crimes. We then see Prospera get ready to do pest control, and some shady folks powering up a super laser to destroy everything at Lagrange 4, which is the location of the battle, the Benerit Group HQ, and more stuff, I'm sure. I love how a super weapon got pulled out of nothing. Again. We don't just have an aerial colony, we got a Death Star. I can only hope the ending has them fire off its cannon and wipe out the entire cast. After the eye catch, the Earth team works their way into the base before running into a Haro that arms the security weapons. And then we cut to the brothers' fight. Lauda is going full bore at Guel, and they both smash into each other after a bit of a yelling match. We get a little flashback to the brothers' first meeting, then we get a little moment between them before boom! Guel dies. And there's no more reason to watch the show. To be fair, the wreckage of his unit is drifting in space, and we don't see his corpse. And let's face facts, this show has been very shy about killing anyone with an actual name. Guel is probably alive, and this was just a shock moment that isn't very shocking, because we know there is a good chance he isn't dead. If he is dead, then this was a really dumb move, because he was one of the two most popular characters in the show. We return with Earthdorm fighting the aerial colony internal defense systems. Miorine gets past the security relatively easily because why should we have drama or tension in this show? Mio and Belle fail at using the shutdown code. As it turns out, Prospera changed the code. Obviously, why would you not do that? However, this only happens to lead to something dumber than not changing the code. Trust me. They argue a little bit before a gunfight breaks out. Also during this time, we cut to the Earthdorm fighting security and Mary Suletta fighting drones. It should be thrilling, but it is a chaotic mess that is often hard to follow because the cuts are too quick. Miorine tries to change the programming of the system. I like the fact that she's now a hacker. Glad we established that fact earlier. Oh wait, no, just don't. I'm not even going to to argue this one right now. If I have to, just let's continue. Obviously, Miorine shuts down the system due to the power of the tomato message. Yeah, I told you, this leads to something dumber. You can feel the writers thought that they were doing something clever with this scene, where the way to solve the problem comes from the hidden message in the tomato. My brain struggles to explain how dumb this plot point is. The human brain can only withstand so much stupid before it actually begins to hurt. If they wanted this to be an exciting ending for this episode, a real hacker should have been fighting the computer system, while Mio, Belle, or Suletta deals with Prospera. And a countdown clock, the laser, another data storm attack, etc., is looming in the background. In storytelling, character rivalries and skills are established for a reason, and this show throws reason out the window to have quick fixes that make no sense. Even if Miorine's mom had a hand in the concept for Quiet Zero, she did not build it. And why would she even think of connecting it to her tomatoes? This is a stupid plot point that cannot be defended. Anyhow, the gunfight ends with Prospera losing her mask. The Quiet Zero system shuts down, but our ending has the super laser powering up. Elon Prime is there and pushes for the cannon to fire. As it turns out, the blast will kill everyone at or near the aerial colony, which would also take out a fair chunk of the Benerit group. The laser fires, and it looks like all is lost. Everyone gets blown up, and the series ends. Is what I'd like to say. However, all the drones gather together to hold off the beam and save everyone. It is implied that the destruction of the drones may have also led to the death of Eri as well. Yet, much like the unknown fate of Yule, we won't know until the final episode. If anyone even cares. Let's do a brief talk about the Gundam Schwarzette. I have mixed feelings on this design, as the body is pretty basic, but decently designed. Then there are those legs with the long, thin calves and side thrusters. Good thing this unit is in space, because if it had to deal with gravity, those legs would snap. Visually, I do like the big multi-weapon and the dark color scheme of the unit. Beyond aesthetics, I do have many questions about the Gundam. First off, how is Lada piloting it without taking any damage from the strain of using a Gundam? Yule was told not to use it, but Lauda has no issues? Is Lauda a witch? Come to think of it, the witches tend to feel the strain of the permit particles. So, what exactly is a witch in this series? Can anyone just pilot a Gundam? If so, then why were witches hunted in the past? Did the writers actually think this out? Or plan anything for this show? If I keep thinking about these rhetorical questions, I get the feeling blood will start trickling out my ears. Let's get to the wrap-up. This episode was mostly made up of pew-pews and not much in terms of story. That being said, this episode was also really stupid. The fact that Miorine is now a super hacker is really dumb when that was Nika's deal the whole time. And Nika should have hacked the system in order to work toward a redemption arc for her character. Instead, magic tomatoes give the necessary clue to solve the problem. We also have an unnecessary duel between Yule and Lauda, where again, Yule is defeated. That guy just can't get a break in this series. Yule is like Patrick from Gundam 00, if Patrick wasn't meant to be a comedy relief character. I doubt Yule is dead, just like I doubt Eri is gone, but who knows, maybe episode 24 will surprise me and be a bloodbath. The Witch from Mercury defies expectations in the least satisfying ways. The first season wasn't great, but I could watch it without screaming at the screen, or taking a break so my brain can stop hurting. Season 2 is horrible, and this episode made me decide that I will be doing a Season 2 wrap-up video, which I originally hadn't planned to do. The problems of this show run so deep that the more I break it down, the more problems I notice. Thankfully, I have some awesome subscribers who have joined me for this adventure. So thank you everyone, and let's get ready because the last episode is going to be a doozy. Until next time, I'll see you at the tavern.